Alright, you guys are just gonna have to suffer through that first one. Sorry. Okay, wait. I can tell something's not right. Still way too wide. I'll get into explaining things. And then forgot to narrow this thing down. Alright, I'm gonna take this one flake over here and then we'll just quickly whittle this thing down. Wow. Nice long flake, almost all the way across. Thinned my base down quite a bit. Nice, isn't it? Nah. It's like the old people in South Africa used to say, nah. These link coolies are kind of a funny one. For me, they're kind of hard to pin down because there's sites like the Rimrock draw site where they found a whole bunch of link coolie points. They're very narrow, long, made from blades, like bladelets. Then there's ones that I've seen hovering around the internet that look a lot like Angostura. No, not Angostura, sorry, Adinas. Like that stemmed sort of look about them. Some of them have very ovoid blades. Some of them have very long, narrow blades, square bottoms, round bottoms. They're kind of all over the place. So I'm gonna try and copy one that I saw a picture of that I quite like the shape of. I'm gonna copy that one. And this particular one across the blade, on the one side it's got the oblique kind of flaking, and then from the opposite edge it's got parallel coming straight in. I think that looks pretty cool, so I'm going to try and do that. Right now my balance is all over the show, but I'm still so wide I don't really care right now. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly but surely the low spots compared to the high spot. So see, this is a low spot, so I'm gonna take a couple of flakes, small flakes, to turn the edge this way, and then see there, I'm flip it around and then take some flakes this way, just zigzagging back and forth until the edge is nice and straight. Edge support there a little bit because I needed it. Give that a little bit of a brush. Okay. A little bit of edge support there. Okay. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I haven't hit the shit out of this thing even once. Even these, they're just tiny little taps. But I'm setting up my edges proper, and I'm setting up my platforms proper. I'm isolating my platforms where necessary. I'm not over grinding the absolute stuffing out of it. Leather support where is needed to help those flakes. Oh shit. Speaking of, see, isolate. So instead of trying to smash through that previous platform, which obviously wasn't right, I'll just do that. Fix up the platform. Okay. I've got a little bit of a torque in this. Let's turn this edge all the way. I want to kind of end up with a preform somewhere around that, and then whittle everything down further after that. But my edges are on the back way too low comparative, so both these edges are going towards this face, just from about there down. So if I turn this one up, I might just bring it up just enough. And now I'm turning my edge, but I'm trying to get the flakes not just short little ones, I'm trying to get them in just a little bit further. Because otherwise I'm going to make my edge way too thick, and then I'm possibly going to run into issues later on when my edges are too thick. Don't want too thin edges, but I don't want too thick edges. Okay, so that little bump there, see this face on this side here? That's from a previous flake that ran in there and either tried to dive or turn out and then damaged the rock. So when you get something like that and you get this little delta dome, whatever you want to call it, that's quite often what that's from. Or like if you are hit, like took a spall or something and it coned damaged, sometimes it does that. So I'm gonna put some leather support underneath that. Find a nice spot, get rid of it. I can't pick this off because my gloves, but it doesn't matter, I'll get it from the opposite side. Get rid of that bump. I just want a short little one, but I'm going to support it anyway. Hey, it actually pushed through that other... Oh no, that's the previous one. Sorry, never mind. Never mind. We'll get it from this side, watch. Isolate. A little back brush. Just a little grind, because it doesn't need much. See where my platform is. Damn it. There we go. Spread it out quite wide, but that's because I overstruck the crap out of it. Okay, let's push one up halfway there. Oh man. Okay, definitely getting thin enough on the tip. isolated. Get a little bit further with this one. See, feather termination. Okay, we need one through this bollocks. I would probably suggest myself getting it from this one here. So we'll modify this platform right there. So get a little bit of a brush, a little bit of a clean, and a little grind. Okay, now that looks pretty Clovis actually. But that's not what we're doing. So stop. Starting to get a little bit more regularized. Alright, now we can focus on this face because my edges are turned the right direction. Come on. Okay. I feel that's not right. A little bit of edge support. We need one back here, and this is gonna be a dangerous one, but I got it. Okay, so now I've got good convexity going through that, but my edges, I've got a little bit of a dip right here in the middle through there. So I can either thin this way a little bit and then go for that flake, which probably be not a terrible idea. I'm holding this thing all along the margins, okay? I'm not putting any pressure with my fingers down here. I'm just holding it nice and tight in my hand, okay? All the way as far as I can, so I don't end up in snapping it, which is still a possibility. If you start putting pressure in the wrong spot here, you can either have this flake go whoop in underneath and then cut it in half, or you can just snap it in half. Okay, one more right here. And I'm not worried about any of these stepping over here, because when I take this flake, I'm probably going to clean up most of it, and this is going to come all the way in still. I haven't even started fiddling with my base yet, and I'm already on 30 something minutes. Okay. It's probably a good idea for me to just and the good thing about this buffalo is you can take real thin flakes. That doesn't sound nice. Yeah, that scrunch. That's from stuff being embedded in the buffalo. Nah, fuck that. Alright. I could just pressure flake in here, isolate that a bit more, but it doesn't really matter. because I'm going to turn this into my base momentarily. The Lincoln that I'm thinking of, that I'm going to try here, has got quite a thin body. It's not very girthy. Nice. Small one in there. Actually, you know what? I should probably... Yeah, it might be a little bit on the thin side for a Windust. Maybe not. Nah, I don't know if I want to make a Windust. I got nice... Let me think about it. If I'm going to make a Windust, I really need to get into pressure flaking ASAP. Although, for the lint coolie, I'm probably going to have to switch over to pressure pretty soon as well. Nice. Thin that down, beautiful. Okay. I don't want to run one that way. Okay, trim this, get a flake up in there, get a flake up in there. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'll trim this a little bit back, shoot another one in here, and then trim that side, shoot another one in here. So I decided I'm going to make a Windust. Probably I'm not looking to make a huge flute. I just wanted to thin that base down. Okay. I'm not saying they're related in any which way, shape or form, but there's quite a bit of similarities between Pernalis points and Windust points. And like I said, I'm not saying that they are related in any way, shape or form. That nice base taper. Booyah! But if you look at them, they're very similar. You sometimes get these Windust points where these ears are a little just pressured in. Sometimes you can tell they're most definitely punched in. Although the one can look like the other one. Punch flakes can look like pressure. And on the odd occasion, pressure flake can look like a punch flake. Nice. Okay. Move a tip over. I'm really pulling this thing into my hand when I do this. Support that tip. And on this way, I've got my hand back there. I'm not pushing down on this at all, no pressure. I'm just holding it. And then I've got my finger underneath. Just for in case I end up messing up and overstriking the crap out of it. I don't knock my tip off. I should have really done this with the wood punch. I'm sorry, fellas and girls. But the buffalo is just doing so nicely on this stuff that I just decided I'll keep going with the buffalo. I'm gonna buffalo pressure it as well. Like if it's working, don't mess with it, right? Oh, man, I know. It's quite a wide base, but that's okay. I've got to do quite a bit of pressure back here, clean that up. I'm gonna turn this in there. Okay. It's not too bad for a preform. It's not terrible. It's not great by any means. Marty has said this countless times on his videos. Flint knapping tips. Buffalo, by far the best shearing tool. Nothing beats it. Now, am I gonna do parallel flaking on this thing or oblique flaking on this thing. Why don't we just try? I should really put the punch on this. We'll continue with that in a minute. It's going to be a pretty wide based. Do one little antler pressure in there. Yeah, nah. I can tell the antler's not gonna be good on this. But my buffalo pressure flaker is a little bit on the wide side. Can't for the life of me really even remember what these things look like right now. It's alright. We'll make a pretend one. Pretend it's accurate. Damn it, I was trying to block these flakes because I want them just along the side, and that one went a little bit further than I wanted. And now I'm scared to grab that edge. It's a little bit better, I guess. Guess we can clean them up later. Come on. Might be a little bit heavy. Let's see. Yeah. Take one there. There we go. Ivory. I'm worrying too much about this base right now. All right. Need this. Actually, need this. What does my buffalo pressure look like? Disgusting. Sorry, this is gonna be a long video. I'm probably not gonna do a heck of a lot more. I'll finish it up at some point, maybe tonight or tomorrow, and then post pictures of it on my Instagram, because I have got to go inside pretty soon, because I'm gonna go spend some time with my kitty. I'm not really worried about pushing flakes across the entire face. What I'm just trying to do now is just get my edges right, get all the high spots and low spots. Get everything organized. Yeah, I should not be doing that. Fuck that. There we go. Got that one. Hope you guys can see this. I haven't really looked at my phone at all since I started. And I'm sorry about that part 1 being vertical. I'm not going to start this over again because I don't want to nap this stuff for too long. And if I have to make a whole new point just to fix that first 20 minutes. If you guys don't want to watch it, just watch this part. Or just skip through it. I don't care. As long as you guys get something out of it. And please, feel free, if I said something stupid or inaccurate, comment down below. If I don't get called out for saying dumb shit, I'm not gonna know, and I'm gonna think it's right. And then I'll say it again some time later. Okay. Brush my edges. I could probably shoot one through there real quick. Okay. Ah! I have no idea how that flake did not fail. Ah. Damn it. It's alright. Come on. There we go. Alright, we'll take one more through here. There we go. Like I said, I'm not too worried about pattern flaking this thing right now. Just trying to get my edges nice. Get all the high spots and low spots. And then I'll fix it up nicely afterwards. So that's not too bad. There's a couple of highs and lows on this or on this edge, but that's alright. Probably end up brushing them off real quick. And I've got a lot of width still on this edge anyway. I'm being very selective on where I brush now. I don't just brush the entire edge. I'm brushing all the low spots up, and I'm going to flip it over. And then same thing. Now the high spots are the low spot, and then I'm brushing them. See? So like that there. Okay. Oh, my wife's calling. Try and take a little bit longer flake every now and again instead of just brushing straight down. Anyway, even though I don't like this stuff, it's definitely not as menacing as some people have described it. The main thing is isolate your platforms, okay? Don't overgrind it, because no matter what it is, no matter what rock you're working on, if you overgrind it, it's going to take more energy to release that flake. All right, so the easier, you need just enough grinding to make sure that the platform stays intact. That's it. You do not need to sit there and grind 1/16 of an inch of material off the edge and don't grind where you're not going to strike. Like if my platform is here, I'm not going to grind the freaking crap out of the entire edge. I'm just going to grind that tiny little platform. If you're worried that you're going to get a crack developed through your blade, because sometimes if your edges are really thin and you strike somewhere else, it could potentially cause a crack, right? If you're worried about that, then just take the deltas down, brush that edge maybe a little bit, but you still don't need to grind the Moses out of things. That saying, when I started napping, there was this, everywhere I read is like, when in doubt, grind. But I learned very quickly, the less you grind, the easier your life is going to be later on. But that's got pretty nice body, so my balance is about there, literally just above the haft, which is where I want it. And then when I take a final pass of flakes over this thing, it's fairly smooth. There's a couple of little fingernails, but those are nothing. So when I do a final pass, I'll do really thin little flakes going up and down it, and then it'll be done. But right now I'm fearing for my life. Not really, I'm just joking. I'm making everybody out to be tyrants. I've got a very happy, very fulfilling life. But yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I never once struck the absolute shit out of it. So that's the main thing I want whoever cares for it to take from this video. Recap. Set up your platforms proper. Grind only what's necessary. Grind only as much as is necessary to keep your platforms intact. If the material you use is damaging your edge, then either you need to dress it or you need to use something else. Because I don't know, you guys noticed I was using the wood punch and it just wasn't looking right, so I turned back to the buffalo because the buffalo was doing a way better job. This stuff is steppy, yes, it is. Okay, you can make sure that your platforms are where they're supposed to be. Your edges are turned in the direction it needs to be turned. Okay, don't try and run a huge flake into a flat surface. It's almost always going to step. If you have a really flat surface like this, for instance, okay, that is a slab. So see, almost every single one of these steps. And the other problem is it's going to spread. flat, round, little scallopy flakes. See, all of these, all of them, each and every single one. So what I do is, right, you turn your edge, okay, and then you flip it over, and you turn your edge, and you flip it over until you get to the basic shape that you want, especially on slabs, okay. This is hornstone, by the way. Then what you want to do is you start taking short, little longer flakes, not just turning flakes, because they'll be very short, little scallopy ones. You go a little further, a little further, a little further, a little further. Flip it around, a little further, okay. And then with every pass, as you can see over here, because I've started doing it where I possibly can, you go a little bit deeper, and a little bit deeper, and a little bit deeper, until the flakes start touching each other. And then when you've got really nice ridges set up, then you can start really pushing your thinning flakes into this thing and thin this thing way down. But you can't, no matter what I do on this, okay, if I have a platform, let's say this one's almost in the right position. It's turned towards this face. So if I isolate this, grind the shit out of it, and I hit in, there's a good possibility I can go all the way across, but what's going to happen is I'm going to have a huge bulb on this side. Then I'm going to have to chase that bulb, okay? Or what potentially is going to happen, I'm going to strike it, and it's going to come right in here, and it's going to have a huge hinge fracture or step fracture, massive. And then I'm going to have to chase it from this side. Or there's a possibility it can do something weird and try and dive on you. So go slow, turn your edges, short flakes in, go longer, longer, longer as necessary. So back here, if I turn my edge, okay, the right side, because these are so close, I can probably get away with pushing a flake into there now. And possibly, no. If I had a platform, I'd be able to push a flake up to about there, maybe, potentially. But flakes don't like running on flat surfaces. You need convexity. So that's why you do this. A little bit longer, see? So longer flakes on this side. So next one would be finishing up this and pushing flakes into about there. So you're creating convexity for your flakes. But anyway, I've gone on, I don't even know how long of a rant now. I'm probably going to get some hate for my comments, but hey, I didn't name any names. You guys make your own judgments. And by no means am I an expert. I am not. There's a lot of this stuff that I have absolutely no idea what it is I'm talking about. But when it comes to very basic fracture mechanics and how flakes work, I have a fairly okay understanding of what I'm looking at and what I'm doing. Fairly. I still make mistakes. I still say stupid stuff on the occasion. But I most definitely do not make the absolute. Anyway, yeah. I better stop myself there. Okay, so I'll finish this up, post it on Instagram. 49 minutes. I've probably been talking crap for like the last 10. Alright. Thank you guys. Hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed this a little bit. I'll try next time not to make a ranty video and go on spiels about utter nonsense that doesn't really technically affect me. And I'm still doing it. Shut up. Okay, bye.